look at that. We tweeted about the breaking news story before other stations even had a chance to react. Our reporter is still in the field working on that fire story. We're going to take a look at some remote collaboration features using an iPad. Now again, the reporter could be out in the field with their iPad, and they're going to be able to have access and collaborate with me back at the station. Now, what I have on my laptop is MediaCentral UX, and let's say I'm back at the station, and I want to be connected to the reporter who is still out in the field working on the fire story, and they have their iPad. So I have access with the MediaCentral UX app that I've downloaded to the iPad, and I can look at my rundowns that are connected back at the station to what I'm seeing back at the laptop or what the reporters or newscasters are also seeing at the same time. Again, giving me complete collaboration. Now, I can go in and reference my stories, looking at any of my iNews rundowns. I can even look at footage that was brought in. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the footage. You simply select it. It brings up the clip. I can play it. I can even have it full screen. Again, letting me see what's available to me out in the field. Now also, media could have been ingested through Media Director that has been transcoded and set up, so anything out in the field will be able to be brought in and be seen here. Now I found some of the footage of the fire that was just ingested back at the station. Another crew had brought it in on a P2 card, and with Media Director, our new file-based ingest solution, the media is available on the Avid MediaCentral platform for people to start working with, even while it's still being transcoded. Now, after talking to witnesses, I want to be able to update my script on my iPad. So again, the reporter is out in the field. They can go ahead to their script for their rundowns. Let's go back to the little fire here. And you'll see that back at the station on the laptop on MediaCentral UX, here's the script that is being shown right here on the iPad. Now again, we have our little video. We could be playing any sequences relating to this. Again, keeping everybody totally collaborating. Plus, I can go in and make any modifications here. Again, if I go into my script, I can go in and modify it. And what's going to happen is as I make any changes, let's go ahead and say, fire is under control. Watch what happens when I save it back at the station to MediaCentral UX on the laptop. It's now updated my script back at the station. So again, out in the field, making any changes, I can even go ahead and change the script. I can change color, I can change font, whatever I'd like. Totally customizable. It's also updated, keeping everybody in the loop. So the nice thing is, the reporters or the newscasters will be able to ask me any relevant questions pertaining to any updates to the script that I made in the field. And again, I have the ability to customize this any way I want with different font, different color. Again, this is a really amazing application. Now let's take a look at some other productivity tools that field reporters will absolutely love. To do this, I'm again using MediaCentral UX to interface with iNews. All I need for this is an internet connection and a web browser. Now I can see the iNews rundown and find the story called Ice Storm. And I can also access multiple iNews systems, perhaps at a sister station across the country or through iNews Community. So here we have the different iNews workgroups that I'm available to access. I can start browsing the video database to find footage back at the station that might be good for me to use. So let's go ahead and take this shot right here. And you'll see that I can actually drag and drop the asset right into my sequence, right within MediaCentral UX. So it creates the first edit. I can simply search for any other assets. You can play the assets back, scrub through, again marking ins and outs, easy control, even I and O on the keyboard. And you'll see that I do have some really nice editing control right in MediaCentral UX. We'll just add one more clip right here. Again, we don't have real sophisticated editing, but for the producer who may need to make a shot list, they can go in and cut an easy sequence here, and there also is some nice trimming control. And if you're familiar with Media Composer and News Cutter, again, some great functionality here with going into add your edits. I call this the smart tool for MediaCentral UX, where you'll see when I try to bring the asset into my sequence, you get this little gray line across your video track. If I position the edit above that gray line, it doesn't overwrite. If I go below, it actually doesn't insert. So again, I call this the smart tool for MediaCentral UX. You also can do some simple things like even dissolves in MediaCentral UX. So you'll see that in my advanced sequence, I have a video track, nat sound, sound on tape, and VO. So with the internal microphone on my laptop, or if you have a USB mic you want to connect to your computer, I can actually do a voiceover directly in MediaCentral UX. I simply turn on the mic. You'll see I do get levels here that I can control. And once I hit record, the sequence is live, gives me a nice little countdown, and I can do a little VO directly in my sequence. Live from WFSB, this is Michael Krulik. And there it is. You see in your little VO track, the VO is there, and we can simply play that back. Live from WFSB, this is Michael Krulik. Anyway, that VO is now placed. That's part of the sequence, so anybody who brings that sequence up in MediaCentral UX will be able to hear what I've said. And that also can be sent right to playback as well. Meanwhile, other teams can simultaneously begin working with the script and the footage to craft additional stories for the web and other newscasts. Well, that concludes our demo. You've seen firsthand how Avid is transforming the news production process, and we're giving you the tools you need in this new era of production.